If you want to make a lockdown build in NBA 2K23, you've come to the right video. Today I'm giving you guys the top 5 lockdown builds in my opinion. I'm be on next gen for the entirety of this video, but all these builds do also work for current gen. All you gotta do is just copy down the exact same position, body settings, attributes, and takeovers, and you'll get basically the exact same build, just with very minor differences. These builds aren't really in order, but just so you guys know, my personal favorite lockdown build is at the very end of the video. Without further ado, like and subscribe, let's hop right into it. Okay, so a build number 1. This is going to be our first lockdown build for your position. You're going to want to go with the small forward position. Then go with 6'8", 180 pounds, and 7'6" for the wingspan. This is, in my opinion, going to be the best well-rounded lockdown build in my opinion. What I mean by well-rounded is not only is it going to have very good finishing, shooting, and playmaking, as well as defense, but when it comes to defense, it's going to be able to guard all different types of builds. So both guards and bigs, not just one or the other. So starting things off with finishing, as I said, this is going to be a lockdown build that can do everything in this game. So we're going to go with an 85 driving dunk for silver posterizer. We're going to go with a 79 driving layup, and then we're going to go with a 76 close shot for 15 total finishing badges. Now this build obviously is going to be able to get contact dunks, but if you guys do want that silver posterizer, which helps a ton to get more contacts, then my recommendation is with one of the +4 badges that you get for becoming a starter. Throw at least one of those badges onto finishing and you'll get 16 total finishing badges. For shooting, you guys can pretty much just see what I'm going with. You guys do want to make sure you're getting that 83 3-point rating. That way you can get silver agent 3s, which is a very important badge this year. In my opinion, agent 3s is definitely much better than limitless range. And you guys see we're getting 18 total shooting badges, so we're greening extremely consistently. Y'all better not leave me open or I will be punishing you. Then for playmaking, we're like low-key a point forward build that can still dribble. It's honestly kind of crazy how this build can do everything. You guys see 85 ball handles, 77 speed with ball, and 71 pass accuracy with 19 total playmaking badges. Yeah, the dribbling on this build is very crazy. This is honestly maybe possibly the best dribbling build on this list. I don't know off the top of my head if there's a better dribbling build on this list, but the dribbling on this build is definitely very good, especially for a lockdown. Now, for the moment you guys have all been waiting for, the defensive / rebounding attributes. Obviously, we're going to go kind of crazy with a 92 perimeter defense, a 95 steal rating. We're going to go with a 93 block rating. Do not make sure you're going also with a 73 interior defense. Then for your rebounding, go with a 66 defensive rebound and a 69 offensive rebound. In total, you should be able to get 26 total defensive / rebounding badges. Now, you guys can pretty much see the defense on this build is absolutely crazy. Gold clamps, gold glove, gold interceptor, and a gold anchor on this build is just absolutely crazy. And somehow, like, you're finishing your shooting and your playmaking are still very good, even though your defense is absolutely crazy. Now, some of you guys might want to make a lockdown build where you basically just max out everything in the defensive category, but in my opinion, that isn't really necessary for this build. Like you guys see, you're getting 26 total defensive / rebounding badges. In my opinion, that's more than good enough for this build, especially since after you throw the +1 onto finishing, I'd recommend throwing the extra 3 onto defensive / rebounding to give you 29 total badges. The fact that you're able to get gold clamps, gold glove, and gold anchor is just honestly insane to me. Like, if you guys want to make a lockdown build that can guard anyone in this game very well, this is the build for you. And then moving on to the physicals, I'm not really going to talk about this too much. You guys see we're going with a max excel at an 82. We're also going with an 82 stamina, and then a 48 strength, and a 65 vert, and an 88 stamina. Then moving on to the takeovers, definitely for your first takeover, you're going to want to go with extreme clamps. This is a lockdown build after all. And then secondary takeover, you can get stuff blocks on this build, which is honestly kind of insane, so go with stuff blocks. If you get double takeover and someone scores on you, you should low-key be ashamed. And then as you guys can see, I built a 2-way inside out scorer, which is definitely a very cool name. Now let me show you guys a build number 2. Okay, so for build number 2, of course, this is going to be a lockdown build, and for your position, you're going to want to go small forward. Then for the body settings, go with 6'9", 201 pounds, and 7'6" for your wingspan. This is all around the best body settings, in my opinion, for this build. You guys see you are able to get that 99 block rating, which for a lockdown build is absolutely crazy. If you guys want to make a really good perimeter lockdown build that also gets a 99 block rating, this is the perfect build for you. Now for finishing, I'm honestly surprised how good the finishing is on this build. You guys see first right away, we're going with a 93 driving dunk, which is really all you need for this build. Like, this is going to give you elite contact dunks as well as gold posterizer. And then you guys see after you finish upgrading everything else, we're going to get 17 total badges. And 17 total badges will give you gold posterizer. So like, yeah, you're going to get a ton of contact dunks on this build. Now you guys might think we're gonna have to go no shooting, but that's just not the case. 83 3-point rating, a 69 mid-range, and a 59 free throws. All around very, very solid. I'm going to be greening extremely consistently on this build. Now for playmaking, this is the one category that we did kind of have to sacrifice, but we didn't really sacrifice it, if that makes sense. Like, we're still gonna go up to a 70 ball handling rating, and we're gonna go with a 68 pass accuracy as well, and a 40 speed with ball. Now speed with ball literally does nothing in this game. You people have tested speed with ball, like it does very, very little to nothing in this game whatsoever. Like, it does a little bit in the full court setting, but it's very, very little, and then once you are in the half court setting, it's really unnoticeable. As well, with a 70 ball handling, you will be able to dribble as long as you know what you're doing. Like, you need to know like what drill moves to throw on and stuff, but all you really need to know is that you get that LeBron James step back, which is the most OP animation in this game. Now for defensive slash rebounding, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go straight to the block rating and max this thing out at a 99. Okay, there we go. Now it's actually maxed out. Then we're going to go with an 85 steal rating and 88 perimeter defense. We're going to go up to an 84 for the interior. For the offensive rebound, go up to a 76. And then for the defensive rebound, you're going to want to put this up to a 73. You get in total 29 defensive slash rebounding badges, which is very, very good. Now, if you guys want even more badges, you can throw some of the +4 into defensive slash rebounding to give you guys 33 total defensive slash rebounding badges. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the only build in this game that can get silver clamps, a silver glove, a silver interceptor, as well, all at the exact same time getting Hall of Fame anchor. Really, the two best ways to stop a 6'9" build is with this build that gets a 99 block, with the previous build that gets gold anchor and gold clamps, or you can just go with a 99 steal build, which is another build I'm gonna show you guys in a little bit. And then for the physicals, I'm not really gonna talk about this too much. You guys see they're all around very, very good. In my opinion, I would recommend going with a little bit of strength because I do want this build to be able to stop 6'9" slashers, so I had to go with a little bit of strength to prevent getting bullied the whole game. And then for the takeovers, I recommend going with first stuff blocks. After all, you are getting a 99 block, and then go with second extreme clamps. This is a lockdown build, and you guys see I built a two-way inside out score, which is definitely a very cool name. Now for lockdown number 3. Alright, so for the two builds I just gave you guys, those are low-key kind of 6'9" stoppers, but this is going to be a comp perimeter lockdown build that can stop those meta point guards that just sit behind a screen and zigzag, you know, those guys. First thing, we're actually gonna go with a shooting guard. I believe this is the only shooting guard I'm making. I really don't ever make a shooting guard build. Honestly, this might be one of the first shooting guards I've ever made in this game. Then for the body settings, go with 6'6", go up to 221 pounds, and then for the wingspan, go with 7'3". I like these body settings a ton because you guys can see your physicals are very, very good with a 90 speed, as well at the same time getting a 99 steal and a 99 perimeter. Now for finishing, we did have to sacrifice this a ton. You guys see we're gonna barely upgrade this with a 65 driving layup and a 63 driving dunk. For this lockdown build, you have to sacrifice either shooting, finishing, or playmaking. I wasn't about to drop down shooting because then they could literally just not guard you. Like if you're playing threes, your guard's about to get doubled and then one big man's about to sit in the paint. And I wasn't also about to drop down playmaking because I hate that feeling when you catch the ball and you know all you could do is just pass the ball back. Especially if my guards no adrenaline boost left. Occasionally I am gonna have to create my own shot. Now for shooting, obviously this is very, very good. You're getting 85 3-point rating and a 74 mid-range for 20 total shooting badges. This build is definitely going to be able to green extremely consistently. And then for playmaking, as I said, I want to be able to create my own shot, so we're going to go with an 85 ball handling, a 69 speed with ball, and also a 69 pass accuracy. I know those are meme numbers, but you just kind of have to go with those numbers right there. And now for the defensive slash rebounding. Starting things off, for your perimeter defense, you're going to want to basically max this out at a 97. Also, you guys see you're going with a 99 steal. Then go with a 55 interior defense, a 75 block rating. Bump your offensive rebound up to a 68. And then for your defensive slash rebound, bump this up to a 69. You're going to get 28 total defensive slash rebounding badges, which is pretty good. Again, that's not as high of a badge count as you would necessarily like, but you do get those +4 badges, which will allow you to get 32 defensive slash rebounding badges. As well, you guys can see your perimeter defense is very, very good with Hall of Fame clamps and Hall of Fame glove. And then the thing that separates this build right here from a lot of other lockdown builds is just how quick it is. You guys see you're going with an 89 speed and 80 acceleration. You're not going to touch your strength, and you're also not going to touch your vert, and then throw the rest of your ratings into stamina. Actually, you can even drop down your strength a little bit to a 47 to get a little bit more stamina. I really like that this build is extremely fast, and if you ever are struggling to keep up with other builds that you're guarding, then this is a very good option for you since you're very, very quick. Now, for your takeovers, I'd recommend going with the first extreme clamps. In my opinion, this is the best takeover for this build. And then for your secondary takeover, I'd recommend going with limitless range. After all, you kind of are like a 3&D player. And you guys see I built a 3&D 2 guard, which definitely makes a lot of sense as I just said, you're literally a 3&D player. Alright, so for build number 4, this is going to be a Giannis Antetokounmpo type lockdown build, or like a Laker fan build if you've seen Laker fan make some of his builds. Basically starting things off, go with small forward for your position. Then go ahead and max out your height and max out your wingspan. And then for your weight, I just dropped this down a little bit to 213. This is the lightest you can go while still getting a 93 defensive rebound, which is very, very important because it gives you gold rebound chaser. So you will be able to get a ton of rebounds. Now starting things off, I said this is a Giannis type build. So first for the driving dunk, we're putting this at a 93. We're also going with a 90 staying dunk, an 85 driving layup, and then a 82 close shot, which will give you in total 23 total finishing badges. This is obviously extremely good. With a 90 staying dunk, you can get elite big man contacts, and with a 93 driving dunk, you can just get elite normal contacts. So yeah, if I'm running on this build, trust me, I'm getting like 40 contact dunks a game. Now, for your shooting, we are not touching this whatsoever. We're actually going to drop down our stats a little bit. If you guys want to, you can upgrade your free throw if you're playing like Rec Center or something. But me personally, I do not touch 5v5 game modes whatsoever. Now, for playmaking, Giannis can dribble a little bit, so we are going to upgrade our ball handling up to a 70. We're going to go with a 67 speed with ball, and then for your pass accuracy, we're going with a 75. You're going to get in total 15 playmaking badges. You will be able to dribble on this build if you know what you're doing. If you want to dribble on this build, it's really, really simple. Just spam the LeBron James step back. And then on to defensive / rebounding. This is still a lockdown build video. So for our interior defense, we're going to put this up to an 80. Then for your perimeter defense, you're going to want this at a 67. Scrolling down to steal, you're going to want this at a 73. For your block rating maxes all the way out at 99. For your defensive rebound maxes at a 93. And then for your offensive rebound, put this up to an 85. You guys see you're getting 30 defensive / rebounding badges, which is very, very crazy. As well, you still do get those +4 badges, let's not forget, which will give you 34 total badges. I really don't think you need that +4 on defensive / rebounding, if I'm being honest, but it's just a fun option if you guys want to throw those onto defensive / rebound. And then moving on to defensive / rebounding, let me break this down very simply. First, for your speed, max this out, and then for your excel, max that out as well. Then for your strength, max that out as well. For your vertical, you're going to want this at an 82, and then max out your stamina at a 99. If you want to make a Giannis type build, you got to be very, very athletic, which is basically what I did by maxing out all these physicals. With your leftover ratings, you can pretty much throw 1 into perimeter defense and then 1 into free throw. Those ratings aren't going to do anything, but you do just have to throw it into those categories. Then for your takes, I'd recommend going with first stuff blocks, and then secondary takeover. Honestly, just go with finishing moves. So you're going to be catching a ton of contact dunks, so that doesn't make a lot of sense as a takeover. I'm honestly very, very curious what this name is going to be. I've not made a build with no shooting yet, and it is a glass cleaning finisher. I mean, I guess that's kind of a cool name. Now it is officially time for, in my opinion, the best lockdown build in this game. Kicking things right off, for your position, you're going to want to go with the small forward position. Then for your body settings, for the height, leave this alone at 6'7". For the weight, you're going to want to drop this down, not all the way at minimum, but at 184. And then for the wingspan, max this thing out at 7'4". You guys can already see how this build's kind of shaping up. Like, these defensive stats are kind of crazy. Now for finishing, this is another one of those builds where we had to sacrifice finishing for this build. We're going with only a 66 driving layup, and then we're only going with a 60 driving dunk. You will be able to dunk on the fast break, but this is absolutely not a rim running build. Moving on to shooting, first for your 3-pointer, bump this up to an 85. Go with a 72 midi and a 61 free throw to get 19 total shooting badges. This build's going to be grading extremely consistently. I do still want to be able to dribble on this build, so for our ball handling rating, we're going to throw this up to an 80, and we're also going with an 80 pass accuracy. We do not want every single pass getting stolen, so these extra pass accuracy ratings is very important. As well, with one of your extra badges, I would recommend throwing it into playmaking. This way you can get silver unblockable, so you're not going to be getting ripped every single possession. Okay, so it is time for the defensive / rebounding. First, you're going to want to go with an 83 interior defense, a 97 perimeter, a 99 steal, an 87 block. Then for your offensive rebound, you're just going to touch this up a little bit to an 80. If your defensive rebound, you're going to want to say 74 for 30 total defensive / rebounding badges. This is very, very crazy, and this is my personal lockdown build. Unless something has changed by the time this video comes out, 99 steal is very, very powerful right now. And unlike the 6'6" build I just showed you guys, you are able to get an 87 block rating, which gives you silver anchor. So this build will also have some rim protection as well. And then for the physicals, max out your speed at a 87, max out your acceleration as well. You're not going to touch the strength nor the vert, but you are going to get a 92 stamina rating, which is very, very solid. You guys can pretty much just see the badge spread right here. It's all around definitely very, very good. For the takes, first, I recommend going with extreme clamps. And for your secondary takeover, honestly, you can go with the spot up takeover if you want to, but since you get stuff blocks, I gotta go with stuff blocks. And then you guys see I built a 3-and-D wing, which makes a ton of sense as a name. And yeah, that is the top 5 of best lockdown builds in NBA 2K23. If you enjoyed this video, please drop me a like and subscribe to the channel. There's 3 videos on the screen right now. Please click one of them. Like, I'm begging you. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.